And if it was a problem, yo, I'll solve it. Check out the hook while the DJ revolves it.
Some vanilla ice on that.
Oh, yeah. You know how we do.
Yep. Welcome to another episode of The Brothers War. I'm Zack Taylor.
And I'm Ryan Green, and we talk about all things magic, but mostly Commander.
So this week, we are talking about the top 8 cards we should be playing. Did you come up with 8 cards, Ryan?
I did.
I did too. So,
do you know what they are?
I do not. Do you know mine?
I don't.
So we're gonna have a showdown.
Yeah, it's like the Oscars. We're gonna open them up and be like, what's in here? Who knows, right?
Exactly. Do we have some overlap? Maybe, maybe not. There's a lot of Magic cards.
There are a lot of Magic cards. It'd be a little bit weird if there was overlap here.
Yeah, I think so. I think there's enough that we don't have to have overlap, but we'll find out.
If we do, who knows?
Right. Great minds think alike.
That's the best part about a secret list. It's secret.
So, should we take a moment to thank the listeners? We couldn't do this without you. Yep, each of you. Also, our viewers on the YouTubes.
Here's looking at you, audience.
Right. So, yeah, thanks again for listening and watching, and please give us a review on iTunes if you have a minute. Give us the 4 or 5 or however many stars they let you give.
1 million stars.
Right. Or on if you're on YouTube, definitely hit that subscribe button. Hit the bell so you get alerts when we put out new material. That's going to be important to stay up to date. So, yeah, thanks. What's up? Sorry to interrupt your regularly scheduled podcast, but here with some breaking news.
That's right. We're talking about Battle of the Brews. It's going to air on April 4th at 8 p.m. Eastern, which is 7 p.m. Central.
Which is 5 p.m. Pacific.
And that's going to be our Commander's Brew friends, Andy and Sean. They've done a gameplay series, and we here at the Brothers War helped support this show, and we're really, really looking forward to it.
Yep.
And we just want to wish those guys the best of luck with this. I myself am really, really excited.
I am too. I can't wait to see it. So, yeah, audience, if you want to get on this, it's going to be on YouTube. They're doing the YouTube premiere thing, kind of like we do with our videos. And you can get in there, and they're going to be in the little chat room. So show up early, and you can talk with the guys who created it. They're super nice. So, yeah.
All right. And so, that's it. Yeah, good. Yep. Best of luck to Andy and Sean. And listeners, definitely do not miss this. So we return you back to your regularly scheduled podcast.
So, Ryan, what have you been up to lately, man?
All right. Well, this is a good one. Okay. So, it was my daughter's birthday, and we got her like a kind of a workbench, like power tool set thing.
It's pretty cool
because she likes tools and stuff. And but she's been using it in like kind of a not the normal way you would expect. Right. I mean, she does hit the stuff with a hammer and all that fun stuff, but she treats it like it's a patient desk.
Like, it's a surgery operating table sort of.
Yeah, like basically a lot of her toys have been suddenly coming up with broken legs.
Yep.
And she fixes them at the workbench, right? She uses the tools to mend her her toys.
She's very serious about it.
She is. She tells me, she's like, Dad, I need to go fix Spider-Man. He broke his leg. And she's like super into Spider-Man, right?
Yep.
So, and actually, Zach, you got her a really awesome toy for her birthday, a Spider-Man toy, which she has been fixing to no end. And we thought that it might be fun to see what that looks like. So here it is.
Visual props.
There it is. So that's Spider-Man. And you'll notice here on the leg, there's a little tourniquet, like a little bandage.
Yep.
And that's how she fixes him up. Like if he breaks his leg, that's how she fixes it. And it's just super cute, man.
It is.
And she's like really gung-ho. She's like, can I fix my toys while you guys finish eating dinner? Like that's what happens. So, Spider-Man's really well taken care of.
Right. Last weekend, she was like, can you go find Poppy for me? I think Poppy's hurt. And I had to go find her troll doll.
Yep, that sounds about right. So what's been going on with you, Zach?
Not much, man. Just, hanging out, working usual. This week I'm super excited because a long time ago, like before GPLA even, I ordered some tokens, some foil tokens, a playset of the foil tokens from the unstable set, which, you know, they're pretty cool. And I got a pretty good deal on them.
Man, those tokens are sweet.
Yeah. And I was just like waiting for them to get here. And this week they finally came. And I was just like, oh my gosh, finally. Like, I'm sure those of you who follow me on Twitter saw me like be like, #mail day. Which like something I ever do, but it's like these tokens, like I wanted them so bad. So I got them and I've started putting perfect fits on them. I ran out of perfect fits. I got to get some more.
Oh man, time to hit up the mothership and go get some perfect fits.
So yeah, I'm pretty stoked about that. And that's going to actually end up being part of another project that we'll talk about in the future. So you can look forward to it being
way to do that teaser, man. Leave them wanting more. Yeah, right? Exactly. So good.
So
it's not an episode of the Brothers War podcast if we don't thank our silent partner, Mr. Mike Condon.
Yep.
Sir, you rock. You really help us out. You know, we had a team meeting this week. You were there. It was great. All the ideas are flowing back and forth. Mm-hmm. And I don't know. It's just really awesome to have him with us. So thank you so much, Mike.
Yeah, it is. And like the thing is, like, people that maybe don't understand, you know, you never hear Mike on the podcast or see him on the podcast. But Mike is as much part of this podcast as either of us are, you know, being in front of the camera or behind the mic or whatever. Like, it's just really awesome to have him. And yeah, I appreciate him a bunch.
Word. All right. Okay, so that's going to move us on into the main topic. The top 8 cards we should be playing.
Yep.
Right? That's a little what's the word? Grabby? Title grabby?
Yep. Sensationalist?
Clickbaity?
Yeah, clickbait. Yeah,
Warren Beatty?
Oh, yeah. Warren Beatty's won so many Oscars. Like, is that Annette Bening, maybe?
Yeah, so anyway, we're going to talk about the top 8 cards we should be playing because we don't want to tell you what to do. We want to tell us what to do.
Yeah, exactly. This one's a little bit more for us, maybe, than it is for you, but I hope that you'll enjoy watching us go through this exercise.
Yeah, all right.
Or hear us going through it.
Yeah, if you're listening, thank you so much for that. So we're going to do the secret list style like we teased earlier. Yep. It's going to be top 8 because that's a thing in Magic.
It is.
8 is the number. 8 is great, as they say.
8.
He can count.
I can't count to 8.
So we're gonna go through the list. We're gonna start from 8. And we're gonna go to 1, and we're just gonna kind of go back and forth and talk a little bit about the cards. Read the cards, yep. Right? They're gonna pop up on screen too because that's what we do. You do some awesome work there.
Thank you.
But yeah. So these are the cards that we feel like we should be playing that we're not really playing, yep. And join us for the ride.
Yeah.
I think you need to do a thing here, right? Like you need to flip over to your list. So
no, I got my list.
Oh,
I got my list.
No, that's right.
My list on my phone.
Yeah. Oh, right. And I've got my list on my phone. So visual aids.
Yep. So we're starting from 8 and going to 1 because I've had problems with this before.
You have.
So I'm just making sure we're doing 8 to 1.
Number 8. Why don't you hit us up with your number 8?
Okay. And listeners, we want to hear your opinions on these. My number 8 is Stasis.
Boo.
Right?
I disagree.
Right?
Firmly.
It's
and mostly because I play games with you.
It's true. It's 1 in a blue. It's only 1 out of 100 cards, dude. Like, I may never see it.
I hope we never see it.
So it's Stasis. It's 1 in a blue. It's an enchantment. Players skip their untap steps. At the beginning of your upkeep, sacrifice Stasis unless you pay up blue mana. So I've always wanted to make some sort of like Stasis fog like deck. And I'm never going to, right? Because I care about the people that I play with, right? And I will continue playing with them. But I've always wanted to do this, and with cards like Paradox Engine or Unwinding Clock.
Or the old school, if you want to get really old school, like Instill Energy on a Birds of Paradise, right? Like that was a thing.
Yeah.
Because every turn you got to untap it, and it wasn't during your untap step, right? So, and the Birds of Paradise could tap to pay for the stasis.
Yep. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know how I would win that game. It would probably just be long and drawn out. But I don't know. I've always wanted to. Like I said, I probably never will, but it's something that's always kicking around the back of my head.
Actually, one of the cards on my list, it's number 7, so you have to wait for a little bit to see it.
Uh-oh.
Combos with stasis in a pretty nasty way. So we'll talk about that in a little bit.
Is it fog?
It is not. It is not it's not a turbo frog thing.
What makes turbo fog turbo?
The number of fogs? The amount of fogs, the viscosity of the fog.
Right. I mean, you gotta have a constant mist in there.
Oh, man. The misses are so constant. That card is sweet.
It is.
Definitely not on my list because I do play that card. And, yeah, I...
Should have been on my list.
Oh, you don't play it?
I've never played it. Is that card expensive?
You know what? I don't know the current price on it, but like when it was kicking around like the $2 to $3 range,
that's not bad.
But it might be more now.
I mean, I could see it at like the $8 range maybe, but
the cards in our format and Commander have gone up recently. I think the format is blooming, right? I think a lot of more folks are playing it, and I think the card like Paradox Engine is like
20.
No, it's like 40 now.
No,
yeah, it was like 38 when I looked.
Oh yeah. Oh, what? It's 38 now? I forgot because remember I was the one who told you it was like 30, wasn't I? Wow.
Yep.
That card has doubled in price since I got it. No, more than that. I got it for like 15.
Yeah, I mean it's a card I haven't played with, and I'm not sure that I should, right? So it's not on my list either. But you know what? Let's kick on over to my number 8.
Yep.
Number 8. My number 8 is a little card called Sneak Attack.
Yes.
Do you know what that card does?
I do.
Do you want to give your hand at it, or should I read it?
I don't know how much it costs. Is it? It's either 2 or 3 and a red. Is that right?
I think it's 3 and a red.
3 and a red. Okay. And then for 1 red, you can put a creature into play, and
from your hand.
Yeah, from my hand, and it has haste. And at the end of the turn, it goes to your graveyard.
That's right. Yeah, well, you sacrifice it specifically.
Yeah.
But yeah, you got there, man. Good job.
I played Sneak Attack when Urza Saga was out.
Sneak Attack is one of those cards that when we were playing like 60-card kitchen table Magic, I loved that card so much. And I don't really play it in Commander. And, like popping off some Eldrazi out of nowhere or just some really valuable, like comes into play abilities is something I want to do with this card. And it's got like the sweet art on it. And I don't know. It's a card that's awesome, and I miss it. Right? I yearn for Sneak Attack, and I want to play it more, and so that's why it's number 8 on my list. And also, little heads up, I tried to make my list kind of all the colors. Right? I wanted to make sure I hit like all the different bases. So
yeah, me too.
Did you?
No, I didn't.
I didn't believe you. So Zach, what's your number 7?
My number 7 is a little card called Doubling Season.
You've never played a Doubling Season?
No.
Oh, man, now is the time to get in on that card. It's like as cheap as it's ever going to be.
At like $50?
Is it back to 50?
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
It was at like 30 when it came out in
Battle Bond. Like, that card is awesome.
Yeah,
it's insane.
Yeah, it's super good. Like, I wanted one then, but I couldn't justify like the $30. But it's a 4.
Oh, yeah, I guess we should read it, yeah.
Yeah. It's 4 and a green. And it's an enchantment. If an effect would create 1 or more tokens under your control, it creates twice as many of those tokens instead. If an effect would put 1 or more counters on a permanent you control, it puts twice that many of those counters on that permanent. I said, holy crap, it does tokens too? I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah, man. Double.
Yeah, that's
double
good.
Trouble.
I need this card. Like, I'm working on that blue-green ramp deck. That I'm still not sure. I was going to be Eric Smethies or whatever, but maybe
Eric Smethies, yeah.
Maybe somebody else. It may be Tatiova.
There is a season times 2.
What is that?
It's a song.
I mean, I figured that is that just like an old Seaman song?
A shanty, if you will.
Yeah, right.
No.
Did Peg Leg Pete teach you that?
We'll see. You know what, listeners? Did I get there? Do you know what song it was? We'll find out. Right? Yeah, like Doubling Season.
The card seems like dope.
Oh, man. With Planeswalkers?
Yeah.
Ultimate right away, like on the turn you cast them. And you know why that card's expensive probably?
Because they think that
War
Commanders,
of the Spark, right? Like we're about to get 36 new Planeswalkers, which is huge, right? We normally get like 3 to 5 in a set or something. So
right,
that it probably was like 30 before War of the Spark got announced.
And I saw someone on Twitter say that like if Planeswalkers were allowed to be Commanders, Doubling Season insta ban.
Probably, yeah, that's probably right.
So I don't know. What'd you put for your number 7 card, Ryan?
My number 7 is a little ditty known as Mind Over Matter. And do you know what that one is?
I know, like, oh man, I had that card.
All right.
It's blue and it's got Urza on it.
It is. It's blue and it's got Urza on it. It is 2 blue, 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 blue. That's 4 blue pips.
4, yeah.
If you want, and it's an enchantment, and it reads, choose and discard a card, tap or untap, target artifact, creature, or land. So, this is the card, Zach, I was saying that interacts with Stasis, because every turn you draw a card, you ditch the card to untap the island. The Stasis is now paid for itself, and if you have some other way to draw cards or do anything else, golden, right? This card is awesome. It's a huge combo enabler, but I'm not sure that I want to play it that way.
Right.
Like, I just want to play with it because it's got this utility, and like, while it's out there, you know, you can feel free to attack with all your stuff, and then like, you've got cards in hand, like you could untap to block, right? So, I don't know, there's like a ton of shenanigans you can get into with this, and like, even if you just have like let's say like a mana vault or something, like tap it for 3.
Ooh, that's super good. Yeah.
Like, there's a lot of applications here. And I don't think it's like, I mean, it's a little bit pricey at around like $20, but I definitely have one already that I could use. And the problem is it's those 4 blue pips, man.
Yeah. Like, you can't just splash that into something.
So yeah, I'm not sure where I would run it, but also I noticed that both of my cards so far have been enchantments, because enchantments are awesome.
Yeah, they are. I love enchantments. My second favorite card. No, it's my third favorite card type.
Behind lands and planeswalkers.
I was going to say instants and artifacts.
Ooh, okay. Yeah, actually, that does fit.
Right?
Turns out it's true.
Yep.
So that was my number 7. That moves us on to your number 6.
My number 6 is a card called Dictate of the Twin Gods.
Ooh, I'm very intimately familiar with this card.
I think this card's awesome. It's 3 and 2 red. It's an enchantment. All mine have been enchantments.
Oh, I think we're seeing a pattern.
Right. It has flash. It says if a source would deal damage to a permanent or player, it deals double that damage to player or to that permanent or player instead. I like it. I don't think it's a broken card because it's symmetrical, right? It's everybody's.
But you get to pick when to play it, and it's got flash.
Yeah, exactly. That's the best part about it. So, like, I think something like this could be maybe cool in Niv Mizzet if I'm about to go off with Niv Mizzet.
Ooh, every card drawn is 2.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah, that's nice.
That could be pretty sweet. So that's what I was thinking. What do you have for your number 6, Ryan?
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I was just going to say real quickly before we do that I have this card in my Jaya Ballard Task Mage deck.
Oh, do you?
With all the Chandras, and it is the tops. It is totally awesome. And that flash really, really, really matters. It's huge.
Oh, I bet.
Okay, so my number 6, if I'm counting correctly, which I believe I am, is...
Are you?
Guardian Project. All right. So this card is 3 and a green for a enchantment.
Yep.
And it says, and it's a new card, right? It's from Ravnica Allegiance, right? So it says, whenever a non-token creature enters the battlefield under your control, if it doesn't have the same name as another creature you control or a creature card in your graveyard, draw a card. And we're playing a singleton format here. It basically just says whenever you play a non-token creature, draw a card.
Yep.
And it's an enchantment, super hard to remove. And I want to give a shout out to DJ at Jumbo Commander. I was watching his video of like what's in my shopping cart lately. So we should put a link to that in the show notes so you listeners and viewers, audience can go check it out.
For sure.
But this card was on that list and I was like, man, I need to play this card. It's really good and it's new and I don't have a copy of it yet. And it's the kind of card I want to play, right?
Yeah.
I want to play dudes and draw cards. So
yeah, definitely. Like, I could definitely see playing that in whatever the blue-green ramp stuff I'm making deck.
Tatiova / Arixmethes /
whatever.
Thrasios Triton Hero, perhaps?
Maybe. I don't know. I'd have to get a Thrasios.
Yeah, Thrasios is up there too, but totally worth it.
Yeah.
So Guardian Project, like not super splashy, but once again, like new card and it needed a green representative and it's kind of the one I'm thinking of. So that was my number 6. Zach, what's number 6 on your list?
Didn't we just do my number 6?
Did we?
Yeah, we did.
How about number 5 on your list then?
Okay. It's
No, wait. I want to hear number 6 again.
Dictate of the Twin Gods. Because there's 2 of them. That's why we did it twice.
Oh, snap.
Yeah. Got there.
That was on purpose. Y'all believe that, right?
Right. So the actual number 5 is of my second favorite type of card. It's an artifact. It's Aetherworks Marvel.
Ooh, the All-Star from Standard with energy on it, right?
Yep.
Yeah, read it for the viewers at home, the audience.
It costs 4 mana. It's a legendary artifact. Whenever a permanent you control is put into the graveyard, you get and energy. Tap, pay 6 energy, look at the top 6 cards of your library. You may cast a card from among them without paying its mana cost. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. I started doing this with Saheeli and it didn't work out, but I still want to build like a deck that revolves around energy.
That's going to be tough in Commander.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, I think it's going to be like a mechanic we revisit again in the future, not necessarily on our way back to Kaladesh or whatever.
Right.
But they named it in such a way, like energy, right? It's very like generic name.
Yeah.
So I think it's something we're going to see again. It's got a lot more design space open to it.
Yeah, I think so.
And it would be really cool to eventually one day be able to play like a teamer energy Commander deck. That'd be sweet.
And like, well, I don't think we're there yet, and that's what I was going to say. But like, I've definitely bought a bunch of the staple energy type cards in foil.
Oh, yeah. Fancy.
I mean, I have one of these in foil.
Do you?
Yeah.
Nice.
Just ready in the waiting.
You know what would do it? If there was a commander that interacted with energy, that would probably be enough.
Yeah, I think so. So what about you, Ryan?
Okay, so we're on to my number 5, which is a spell. It's a 9-mana spell.
9?
It is not an enchantment.
Uh-oh.
It's called Clone Legion. It's 7 blue. It's a sorcery. And it says, for each creature target player controls, put a token onto the battlefield that's a copy of that creature. It's essentially clone your board.
Yeah.
Right? And 9 mana is a lot, but that's a huge effect. And in Commander, people are running around with lots of comes into play, enters the battlefield abilities.
Yep.
And getting to clone all those is going to be great. And if you can, it's going to make it really hard for that player to attack you. And so, I don't know. It's I love clone effects. And I love copy effects.
Yeah.
And just copy the whole board. And maybe it's not as great as I expect it is, but I want to play with it, and it seems like fun.
Yeah, it seems like super fun. Like getting that down seems like it would feel super satisfying. Like I'd feel real satisfied if I got that down.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a card that, I like my big battle cruiser magic. I like my big 9-mana sorceries.
Right.
And I think that it could be super fun. So, audience at home, let us know what you think. Have you had any experience with Clone Legion? Is it good? Is it bad? Tell us. Let me know, because we're about midway through the list, and that's a card I want to check out. So what's next on your list?
Man, it's funny.
Notice I said next this time, so I didn't have to remember the number.
It's funny that you're just talking about legions. Next on my list is Sliver Legion.
Whoa! Unintentional synergy. Again, these are hidden lists.
We literally didn't know.
And I am trying my best not to look at your phone, so I'm surprised when you say it.
No, yeah, I'm not going to the next one until I say it. So I leave it on one that you've already seen.
Yeah, I am known to look at cards.
It's true. He's always pushing my cards back into my hand like this. Except it's after he's looked at them, though.
No, but look, okay. Here's the thing. I don't want to see them.
But they're in your field of vision. They're in your field of vision. You're gonna see them.
And so I'm trying to just no. I don't want to see that. But you know what? Maybe that's a topic for later, because that's kind of an interesting topic. I usually have to sit on the end of the table.
It's true.
But you know what? I don't think that's my fault. That's the way I think about it.
Yeah, I mean, if it's in your field of vision and you see it, you can't stop that.
Yeah, you can't stop that.
Yeah.
All right. So tell the listeners and viewers at home what Sliver Legion does.
It's a white, a blue, a black, a red, and a green. So all 5 colors.
We call that Wooburg.
Yep. It's a legendary creature sliver. All slivers get +1/+1 for each other sliver in play. And it's a 7/7. So.
All right. Yeah. So 5 mana for a 7/7 coat of arms, sliver arms, meat sliver coat.
Characters holding stakes, tribal
pieces of fence.
Right, pieces of fence, tribal.
Yeah, so Sliver Legion is kind of like the fairest commander that you can use, right? Because it is a legendary creature.
Yep.
Yeah, so it's it doesn't make them all indestructible or tutor your deck or make 1/1 slivers like all the other ones do. So yeah, I can get behind a sliver deck based around this card.
Yeah.
But tell the audience at home why you want to play it.
I've always been kind of obsessed with slivers, and I started trying to make a sliver deck a while back, and I have a deck box full of slivers that I want to put in this deck. And I've always thought Sliver Legion was the best one. I think people think was it Sliver Queen or is the best one right now, but I don't know, the Sliver Legion just always appealed to me. So, I mean, I have the deck kind of mocked up on Moto that I play it sometimes, not a while, but I don't know. I think Slivers are a lot of fun. I think this thing would be a lot of fun. I like Coat of Arms. I think it's a great card. And, Coat of Arms for just Slivers feels pretty good.
Yeah, totally legit card. All right. So up next on this list, we've got this one is inspired by a constant listener. Lee, if you're out there, this one's for you. This is a card known as...
Necropotence?
No, it is known as Crown of Doom.
Doom.
Doom. Okay, so Crown of Doom is a 3-mana artifact. And it says... It says, whenever a creature attacks you or a planeswalker you control, it gets +2/+0 until end of turn. If that was all the cards said on it, it'd be pretty bad.
Yeah, I was like, what?
I don't understand.
Yeah, well, I was like, please tell me there's more.
Okay, so it has 2: target player other than Crown of Doom's owner gains control of it. Activate this ability only during your turn. So the cool thing about this is, like, you play it, you give it away, you're saying, here's a nice crown for you. Right. Have fun with that. Everybody go ahead and attack Zack if you want to. And now Zack's like scrambling, like, okay, I don't want this crown. Pass it to somebody else.
What was the cost to do that again?
2.
Okay, it's not 2 and a white. It's just 2.
No, it's an artifact.
Oh, nice.
And it's just 2 colons. So the other thing is it says only during your turn. So like, if I give it to you,
I can't pass it.
Next, you can pass it during your turn, and whoever you pass it to just holds on to it while you attack them.
Right. So I couldn't like pass it back when you're attacking on your turn because you can only do it on. Oh man.
Yeah,
that's pretty hot.
Yeah, the thing that's great about that is it's kind of like just like, hey, everybody else, have fun getting that melee. Go for the mosh pit there, and I'll just be over here.
Right.
And I like cards like that. And yeah, I'm really interested to play this one. And it's an artifact; it can go in any deck.
Yeah, I like that. That's pretty good.
What's up next on your list, man?
All right, it is Jin Gitaxias Core Augur.
Man, your list is a boo fest. Like, just a straight up boo.
Whatever, doubling season was tight.
I want to play with Stasis. I want to play with Jin Gitaxias.
These are, like, some of the cards on this list are, like, I wanted to play with since I started playing EDH.
Okay, well, I guess that's fair.
Like, this is one of them. Like, when I was building my first, like, iteration of the many iterations of Urtai the Corrupted that I've built, this was in there.
I'm not judging you, but I'm judging you.
Right? I mean, what's wrong with... I mean, you've played some Praetors against me. I don't want to hear that. So, Jin Gitaxias Core Augur is 8 and 2 blue, so that's 10 total. Legendary creature Praetor. It's a 5/4 flash.
I approve of the flash. That part I approve of.
At the beginning of your end step, draw 7 cards. Each opponent's maximum hand size is reduced by 7. Like that, I think that's a little much, probably. But man, at the beginning of every one of my end steps, I draw 7 cards. Like, I definitely got my Reliquary Tower in play to play this, but
yeah, this card is awesome. There's a reason it costs 10 mana. It, if you play it at the right time when like they've like tapped out to play stuff on their turn, and you play it before their end step, and they're like, oh no, and they have to discard their whole hand, and then like the next person doesn't deal with it, and then they have to discard their hand, and then like it's like it's very like completely like somebody goes down all the way and somebody goes way up all the way, right? Like they have no cards, you're getting extra cards, and it's it's like Vorinclex in that way, right? Like they all kind of have that thing. Like even Urabrask is like, your stuff comes into play tapped, my stuff has haste. Vorinclex like, I get double lands, yours only on tap every other turn.
I mean, it feels like
I get extra cards, you get no cards.
It feels like you're playing kind of a messed up way. I was still gonna play it on my turn, so I get my 7 cards.
Oh,
I didn't think
it's got flash.
I know.
I didn't know I'm gonna play it that way.
I didn't think about playing it at someone else's end step, so they have to like discard their entire hand. That's messed up, dude.
That's the best way to play it. And I'll tell you what, this is in my Rush Me Eternity's Crafter deck, and I have played this at a GP, now known as Magic Fest, and yeah, it's brutal. It is straight up brutal, but it feels good. Like, I'm not gonna lie, like it feels good,
and the art is super cool. It's a crab person with crow legs.
And there's like some spines and stuff happening there. It's all kinds of good.
Oh.
Oh, what?
What is that card that I like? Gitaxian Probe. You know the no, it's not Gataxian Probe. They're Serum Visions.
Okay, yeah.
There's a newer one with art with somebody with like a spiky face. It looks like one of the those cartoon Spy versus Spy guys.
Oh yeah, like the guys with like the long pointy noses.
Yeah, but it looks like this guy right here, kinda. I wonder if it's this dude.
It probably is. You know, Jin-Gataxis probably get down with the serum.
Yeah,
I can see that. Okay, so we're on to my number 3 now.
Yep.
All right, so my number 3 is a card.
Word.
It's a card called Sudden Spoiling. It's 1 black for an instant. It has split second. That is key.
Mm-hmm.
Split second says, as long as the spell is on the stack, players can't play spells or activated abilities that aren't mana abilities. And it says, creatures target player controls become 0/2 and lose all abilities until end of turn. So this kind of plays like a black fog in some ways, unless they are playing with a whole bunch of +1/+1 counters, but it can't be countered, right? Like you can't cast a counter spell when this is on the stack with split second.
Yeah.
And a lot of times just like removing all the abilities from something like in the middle of a combo, it stops that. And if somebody like comes at you, alpha strikes, you're like, doop, and like kill their best stuff or whatever with your blockers. And you know, if they were unblockable, they're blockable now or whatever because they lose all abilities.
Right.
And it can't be countered. It's huge. And it's my kind of reactive card. It's the kind of card I would totally play. And, you know, I have one and it's really good. I mean, I've played with it in 60 card Magic and it was good then. And I think I've just never made room for it in any of my decks. And I think I should.
Yeah. I mean, I'm going to go into a little bit of a story here.
I like stories.
It was, that was in one of the Commander decks that came out recently. I don't remember which one. But it was one of the seasons we were playing the Commander Precons. And I was like going through cards to cut. And I totally cut that. And I totally am thinking now that card's super awesome. Like
it is super awesome.
Like it has more than like 5 lines of text on it.
Oh, so you would counter it, but you can't.
Well, that's the thing. I was like, well, I'm not going to cast it either. I was like, okay. And I just like recognized the art. And I was like, oh yeah, I cut that one time.
There was this one time I didn't understand a card and I cut it.
I mean, that's fair, right? I feel like if I'm cutting cards that I don't understand, I'm doing that for the table.
That's probably, you know what? That's a good point.
I don't have to be like, what's this card do? Oh, and then I'd be like, Ryan, what's this card do? Right? Like,
it happens more often than you think.
It's true. It's true.
So, what's number 3 on your list? Or the next number if it's not 3?
Is it 3? No,
it could be 3.
It's 2, dog.
It's 2, right? Because you went first. So,
right.
Like if I'm on number 3, then you're on number 2. That's how that works. That's how math works.
It is. This is a card that I think you'll like, Ryan. In fact, I know you like it because I've seen you play it.
Okay. All right.
Do you have any guesses on what it might be?
Grab the Reins?
Nope.
Is it an enchantment?
Nope. It's blue.
So it's a card I've played.
Yep.
Is it Supplant Form?
No.
It's a blue card.
It's a creature.
Is it Body Double?
No.
Is it Stunt Double?
No. There's no doubles.
Is it Draining Welk?
No.
Tell us the card, please.
Okay. It's a furry mage of Zalfir.
Oh, I love that card. Yeah.
I know you know.
Mr. Flash.
Did I say it right? Zalfir?
Sounds good to me.
Sure. So it's 2, 3 blue for a 3/4 legendary creature, human wizard. Ooh, maybe this is my new wizard. He has flash. Creature cards you own that aren't on the battlefield have flash. Each time an opponent can cast spell. Oh wait, each opponent can cast spells only anytime he or she could cast a sorcery. So you got counter spells. If you don't cast a counter to furry, put them in your graveyard. Right, like there are you have no instance.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, the counter spells don't do anything at that point.
Yeah,
but I mean, they can still play instant at sorcery speed.
Yeah,
right?
I mean that's true.
Like if you wanted to play like, you know, I don't know, Blue Sun Zenith for like 5 to draw a bunch of cards, you could do that during your main phase.
Yeah,
but the problem is Teferi has like a very warping effect on the game. Kind of shuts it down. There are some degenerate combos with it, but you don't have to play it that way.
Right. I would.
It's really good to just like play it and just feel super safe.
Yeah.
You're just like, oh, I'm in a blanket and it's all warm and wonderful. And yeah, I don't know. Teferi's awesome.
Yeah, I'm jealous every time you play it.
Well, it's super good.
Yeah, it is. So what's your number 2, Ryan?
My number 2, this is inspired by Adrian at Dreamtime Drin, right? This is like her favorite card, and I actually have like a foil copy that she signed, and I need to put it in a deck, and it's a great card, and it's called Deflecting Palm. It's a Boros card. That's for you. It's an instant, and it says the next time a source of your choice would deal damage to you this turn, prevent that damage. If damage is prevented this way, Deflecting Palm deals that much damage to that source's controller. So it's kind of like a stop the damage,
right?
Goes back to your face. So like if you're getting attacked with like a big giant creature, maybe like a Voltron Commander or something, like oops. And I don't know, it's like a source of your choice, so it doesn't target. Seems really good. And this is the kind of card that you just like leave open. If you've got like a Sunforger package going, like put this in there.
I do like Sunforger.
I love Sunforger. So I don't know, like Deflecting Palm just seems like it, and it seems so cool, right? Like when you cast this card, you're just like, ha, gotcha, right? It's like that gotcha moment. And yeah, I want that. I want more of that in my life. And I think Deflecting Palm is a card that I'm going to find a home for very soon.
Are you building a Boros deck?
I don't know if I'll go straight Boros. I really want to have a Jeskai deck. There's just like, maybe I'll do like a partner thing with that. I don't know.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
But yeah, like, I don't know.
Jeskai's fun. I like it.
Well, and I want a place to play the one that like, gives all your instants and sorceries lifelink.
Yeah, that seems cool.
Soulfire Grandmaster. Got there.
Yep.
All right. So we are at the portion of the show where we're down to the last two.
Yep. We each have one left. That's two.
Yeah.
We're not on number two. I mean,
so what is your number one, the card of your heart, the one that you want to play the most?
I'm going to play Exquisite Blood.
Man, I'm booing your list all over the place.
What? My list is awesome.
Man, your list is going as a ghost for Halloween.
Right. I mean, I don't know. I've always wanted to play like, and I'm always like, man, I should get one of those. And then I never do. I buy something shiny and I'm like, ooh, something shiny, random. That could have been an Exquisite Blood in my deck. But Exquisite Blood is an enchantment. That's 4 and a black. Whenever your opponent loses life, you gain that much life. I mean, that seems tight.
It almost gives like your entire team lifelink too, right? Because like you play it and you're like, I attack you and I hit you for 8 and then I gain 8.
Yeah.
Right. And the thing is, when this card comes into play, it kind of like, once again, warps the game in that like everybody should be attacking you, because if they attack somebody else, like if they attack one of your opponents, they're like not really like, it's a net 0 gain, right? They're like, well, I hit that opponent for 8, but then he gains 8. So I'm not really like furthering the game state. Now, obviously there are exceptions. If somebody's got like some crazy board or whatever, and you're like, oh, I need to remove that player. But in general, this card paints a pretty big target on your back.
Yeah, but that's the thing. I'm going to play with Sanguine Bond.
Oh, you didn't.
It's 3 black. This is my Ninja 0.5 card. It's an enchantment.
It's not a top 8 unless there's 9 cards.
Right? Whenever you gain life, target opponent loses that much life. I've played that card a bunch. But apparently when you put them together, it's some sort of like infinite business that like, it warps my head even just thinking about it.
I'm like, you gain life and then they lose life, but then you gain life, but then they lose life, but like, you gain life, but then they lose life.
So if I ping somebody for 1, can I like turn that into like killing the whole table?
Yes.
Seriously?
It actually just happens. Because like let's say there were 4 of us, right? Like you gain life, so then, you know, Vanessa loses life, and then because she lost life, you gain life, so then she loses life, and then when you gain life, she's dead now, you know, T.H. Eliot over here lose and then gain and then lose, and then like, so I just just ends the game period. Like as soon as 1 point of damage is dealt, when those 2 cards are in play, the game is over.
Sweet.
You don't even have to think about it. It just happens.
I mean, so if I just get both these out, I just like say I won.
Well, you have to deal the damage. Like somebody has to take damage.
Do they?
Yes. Or you could gain life. Like you could start it that way.
Yeah. So because obviously I want to put this in my Eiley deck.
Well, there you go. That's how you do it.
Okay. Sweet. So what's your number 1, Ryan?
All right. My number 1 is a card that is amazing, that we've talked about on the podcast before, that I own a copy of, that I have never yet resolved.
Cryptic Command?
No, I have cast that, and it's awesome. Thanks, Mario.
It is.
Okay, so Teferi's Protection is the card I'm speaking of.
Oh, yes.
And it is awesome, and I've watched people play it, and it looks busted, and I want to play it. Again, Ryan likes the blanket cards.
Yeah.
I just want to feel safe.
Very group yeah.
And Teferi's Protection for the people in their cars or elevators or at Jamba Juice is...
Or in the bathroom stall at work. I mean, those people could be watching the video, though. I never know.
That's true. As long as they have like some earphones. Because
I don't even bother with the earphones anymore. I'm just like watching a YouTube video. I'm like, so that's what's going to happen in Avengers. Cool.
All right. So Teferi's Protection is 2 and a white, and it's an instant. And it says, until your next turn, your life total can't change, and you have protection from everything. All permanents you control phase out. And of course, you exile Teferi's Protection. But I mean, it's
that's
one
the safest of safes.
Yeah, you're like, peace. I'm over here. Like,
right. I'm gonna go get a soda. You finish your business.
Yeah, this card looks awesome. It's a shame it's so pricey. I do have one because I bought that pre-con.
Yep.
And I just need to find a home for it. You know, that's what needs to happen. So, I don't know. Yeah, looking forward to playing some Teferi's Protection. Hey, you know what? This is a card you could go get with Sunforger too. As I experienced at Mothership.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that the other day. Yeah, I want to play that card. I don't know if I'm going to put it in Eiley or if I'm going to put it into Urtai. Probably Urtai.
You know, it would make sense there. And I mean, although with Urtai, you've got like counterspells, you know, so unless they're like sudden spoiling you or something, you know, pretty good. So, all right, that's the top 8 cards that we should be playing.
Yep.
It's just a personal list. What we would like from you, audience, is let us know what your list is. What are the top 8 cards? You don't have to give us all 8. But what are the top cards that you should be playing?
Yep.
Right? Like, I think this is a thing amongst Magic players, right? Like, everybody, like, sees cards and they get, like, enamored with them, but there's never enough time.
Right.
You want to play with them, but some kind of fall by the wayside. And we want to know what your cards are. So let us know via Twitter or, you know, in a comment below in this video.
Yep. So, that pretty much wraps up the main topic. So, this week, some of you, I'm sure, noticed that we... had some new Twitter interactions going on. We this week we did the list. We did the 5 cards that, you know, we thought maybe were a little controversial.
Controversial in Commander.
Yep. So we definitely had some great interaction with from at Real Ragavan, from at JD of Commander, and definitely our boy Nick at Patapit. You know, it was great talking to you guys this week about the card, and all of our listeners who chimed in. But yeah, check that out on Twitter. That's something we're going to be doing every week as a series of cards, you know, that, you know, maybe it's controversial, maybe not controversial, maybe something that we want to talk about. So definitely there'll be things that facilitate discussion.
Well, it's just fun to interact with y'all.
Exactly.
And it's, you know, it's why we do this, and it's great. And thank you so much for doing it.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely had fun for that portion of my week that I was doing the tweets. It was a big portion.
Oh, man. The day of Cyclonic Rift was great.
Yeah. Oh, man, dude. Like, was that the day you took your watch off because it kept blowing up the tweeters?
Yeah. I get Twitter notifications on my watch, and I'm like, nope. This is going over here. Work continues. So, all right. Yeah. So thank you so much for all that. And if you want to interact with us on Twitter or in the YouTube comments or wherever, Zach, tell them about it. So if you want to go to a website, you can go. You can check us out at brotherswarcast.com. On YouTube, we're youtube.com/c/brotherswarcast, where hopefully you're watching this video. So leave a comment below there. Also, we have the Facebook group. It's facebook.com/groups/brotherswarcast. A reason to join that is, one, it's a great group. We definitely love having discussions, looking at decks, whatever. But also, sometimes people in the Facebook group get advance notice of things. That is true. So, you know, maybe you want to join it. But if you don't, we understand. Maybe you want to send us an email. If you want to email us, it's mail@brotherswarcast.com. On Twitter, we are at brotherswarcast. And individually on Twitter, I'm at Green Geek. And I'm at Z4CK38. So thanks for listening. And one more thing. If you stayed and you made it all the way here, don't forget, we've got a War of the Spark preview card. It's coming out in the next day or two after this podcast video thing releases. This podcast video thing, that's the technical term.
Yeah, that is the scientific term that I'm thinking of while I'm editing all of this. So make sure you're subscribed to the YouTube channel. And I'm not going to say any sort of weird business about it, but click that bell thing so you get notified when we upload new content. You'll definitely want to do that.
Yeah, in the next day or two, you want to be there because we're going to bring you, the world first. Like, well,
yeah,
not the first, but like first. You're going to get to see it from us. And, thanks again to Wizard of the Coast for providing that to us for free. And we're really excited to show it to you guys. So,
yeah, so keep your bells dinged and whatnot. So,
all right. Thanks again for making it all the way here. And until next week, this is the Brothers War saying geek out. So, Zach, when you're editing this, know that I'm appreciating you right now. Like, you're hearing it now, but like later, you're going to be like, oh, that's so sweet.
I am going to like take the audio from this and just like make it like play repeatedly in my room as I try to go to sleep. Like it's going to be some ASMR stuff.
Yeah, I was going to say like, Brothers War ASMR edition. All block.
I tried to find the
it's like tap for green.
No response.
I'll allow it.
Yes.